So now I want to talk about developing your expressive vibrato. Vibrato is one of the most important aspects of our sound as violinists. And we want, in most cases, to imitate the singer, the voice of the singer. And we want to be able to reflect the harmonic tension, ebbing and flowing, just as a singer would do. And in this way, our vibrato has to be tied to our heartstrings. So sometimes there can be things that make your vibrato less than ideal or not what you want it to be. Anchi, is there anything you've been working on in your vibrato?
Yeah, so I'm working on a narrower vibrato and also the variation of the vibrato, different kind of vibrato for different melody and mood and texture.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, that's exactly right. A lot of players have one vibrato, even it might even be a great vibrato, but if they do it all the time, it's like eating food that's always cooked in the same spices, and you will lose interest in their sound. So that's a very laudable goal, what you're saying about, trying to center your vibrato. So I know about 3 exercises that I would love to show you. One of them I call the Dounis flicker. So I got this exercise from George Nykrug, who got it from DC Dounis. And I will preface this by saying that vibrato is a little bit of a consensus in the time in which you are playing. So, for example, if we were to go back to the early 20th century, if you listen to recordings from them, the vibrato is very different from what it is now. It's narrower and it's faster, right? And you can always tell, that it's a record from that era. Nowadays, people like both arm, kind of a mixture of both arm and wrist. And so if you have a preponderance of arm vibrato, it will tend to be narrow and fast. If you have more wrist, it might be a little bit slow, right? And wider. So there's that general thing. But everybody can add more colors in their vibrato, and they can learn to use their vibrato continuously as they phrase. So for me, that separates the women from the girls, that ability. So the Dounis flicker develops your vibrato in the way that you want. So you say you want narrower. Put your hand up against the body of the fiddle. For me, that puts my hand in 4th position. Is that the same for you? Okay. And then you put a finger on the string, and then you do just a little flicker. Relax. So it's almost like a trill exercise. And if you're working on making it smaller, narrower, then you would make this motion very tiny, not as long, not as far as your finger might want to go.
Very quick and small.
Quick and
Fast.
small.
Okay.
Good. So perhaps you can see the work is when she goes to do the upper note, right? And the lower note happens when she relaxes her hand. So it's exactly like pew, 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 right? And thinking of the vibrato as work, relax is really useful, because you don't want work. You'll immediately get tired. Okay, now we add a flicker the other direction. I'm trying to keep it small. So you're still just doing one. So we're going to add da, yo, like that. You can wait in between as long as you want.
It's like this?
Yeah. Good. Now make it much smaller, right? Because
Okay.
you're still doing a big bunch of movement in that first joint.
So it's like down, down, up, down.
Yeah, I remember George telling me you want to picture a globe. Have you ever seen like a globe in the classroom that you can spin and point to the? So it has a little axis in it. Imagine that axis in your first joint.
Okay.
And so you can go above that first joint and you can go below. And if you go that far, that's going to be practicing wide vibrato. So don't let it come all the way back in this case. If, on the other hand, you have a narrow vibrato, then you should be trying to move as much as possible. So the first one is D, then you go backwards, D, D, D.
Oh, just do one.
And then you keep adding a flicker, and then da, like that.
Okay.
That might be more clear. Good. And now start on the top. That's right. There you go. So that's a wide movement. There you go. Now you feel it. And you want to think of this as electricity. So I think a lot of us learn vibrato exercises where we go work, 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 right?
Yeah.
But this is not that. This is absolutely like your hand is water. And so when you do a vibrato motion, it's electricity. And then we go under. It's like there I'm swooning. And then you keep adding. Keep going. And maybe don't let it go all the way back, just to there. There, did you hear that?
Oh, just a little.
Just a little.
But I did with my first joint here.
Right.
Okay.
You're used to that movement.
Okay.
So this is a different movement. Maybe just to here.
Okay.
Good. And make it very fast. Good. So it's very important to feel that release in between. I'm just lying here asleep. I'm barely touching. And then the electricity causes my finger to do a small movement. That's a little slow. See if you can do it faster. It's better. Are you relaxing in between? Okay, good. Good. And if I show you this, you see how you just keep adding one in the direction, right? But you keep them as fast as possible.
Okay.
And in my case, actually, because I also have a wide vibrato, you want to keep it really narrow. So that's probably misleading to have a half step, right? We would want to be smaller than a half step if we're trying to train this guy.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So that's the flicker. The next vibrato exercise, which is very helpful. Do you ever have trouble making sure that the vibrato continues all the time?
Yeah.
So many of us have what I call dead soldiers, where they're doing a beautiful, beautiful melody, and then it's like, why didn't you vibrate the B? A singer would never do a non-vibrato suddenly like that unless she was doing some pretty weird music. So trying to keep the pulse of the vibrato constant is a good training exercise. So what I teach is you put the metronome on, like let's do 76 to start or something like that. So between 70 and 84, and that's to the 8th note, and you pulse 4 times per note. When you pulse, you want to feel that you're going up. So 1, 2, 3, 4, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, right? Can you hear that?
So the one is going up.
Right.
The beat is going up.
The beat is going up. Good. Now keep doing that, but in a scale. Keep it both smooth. Good. So you can also do this in a piece, right? And if you're not sure if you're keeping it going, watch in the mirror, because sometimes you're so used to your fingers stopping that you don't notice them stopping, but you'll see it in the mirror and then you go, oh no. So you want to keep that. Nice, and now try playing the passage. Okay. That was nice. It went all the way through, didn't it?
Yeah, especially when shifting or the string crossing. I can feel the connection with the vibrato more.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I figure if hyphens can shift and vibrate at the same time, so can we.